Hello and welcome, I'm Chris and this is the Hair Tutorial channel, and on this video I'm going to be discussing my top tips after lockdown. These are the most commonly asked questions that I've noticed on Facebook and Instagram. Now please remember, this channel is not sponsored. I rely on your likes and your subscriptions to help it grow. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification button, and if you're coming back, it's lovely to see you. So let's just do it. So first up is obviously your clients. They have been in lockdown and they have been doing probably quite a bit to their hair that they don't want to admit to. So my first tip is to make sure that you cleanse the hair of anything they might have used. Shampoos, conditioners, styling products or root sprays. This is a very common issue and can cause a barrier to colour. My two top preferred shampoos are the Kitoko Purifying Shampoo or the Affinage Deep Cleanse Shampoo. Now this also then gives you the opportunity to do your Vitaplex treatment. I'll link a video below. And this brings me to tip 2. The Infinity 1 to 10 ranges can go on towel dried, thoroughly towel dried hair. Tip 3 is the amount of colour used. Now again, I've gone on and on about this. Please weigh your colour. If you don't weigh your colour, you won't get the results that you expect. These are a chemical and they need to be weighed as closely as you possibly can, and the best way to do that is to use a set of scales. Your client is coming in and you usually do their hair every 6 weeks, so let's say you use 60 grams of colour and you use 90 grams of your chosen developer, but they haven't now been in for 3 months. You are obviously going to have to use 3 times the amount of colour, because saturation is key. If you don't put enough colour on the hair, whether that's grey hair or whether it is normal and you want the vibrancy and you want the longevity, but if enough colour isn't present on the hair, it will not reach the colour or the level of lift that you want. And the same would go for bleach. If you're used to bleaching somebody's hair but it's just a regrowth, you're going to have to mix up a lot more bleach. Now this brings me to the next issue. Obviously the heat creates head, so the colour or the bleach closest to the head is going to receive the most amount of heat. So it may be worth considering, where possible, to use a different level of developer on the scalp to maybe the mid-lengths and ends. Certainly if you are using bleach. So if you're using the bleach, you may want to use 3% on this first half to an inch and then go up to 6% on the other sort of 2-inch band. If you're doing colour, it may, where possible, again be worth staying away from the scalp and applying your colour to the upper 2-inch band first, then going back and applying directly onto the regrowth so that the top band has longer on the hair to process. Also remember not to pat your colour down, because this is going to trap the heat. Make sure to lift it up off the head to allow the heat to fully circulate through the whole of the colour. Now the other thing that I'm seeing a lot of is toning issues. Now I just want to remind everybody that the T2, the T21 and the T21S all have lift built into them. So you will always get some form of lift with these toners. So if you don't want any lift, this is when you would use your 10, 10-2, 10-2-1 or a combination of with your converter, because this is able to neutralize the action of the ammonia. Therefore there will be no lift. So the other toners, the T26, the T24, the T32, the T135 and the T22 don't have any lift, so you're perfectly fine to use them. Now when it comes to weighing or the grey coverage rule, let me just do a quick recap on that as well. So for an average regrowth, 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to want a total of 60 grams of colour. You're going to add a quarter of your 0.0 or your OX if you need extra coverage to your target colour and use 3%. So in this instance, you're going to use 45 grams of your 723 with a quarter, and a quarter of 60 is 15. So you can add 15 grams of your 7.0 or your OX for super resistant hair, and this will give you your 60 grams. you're then going to do 1 to 1.5 of your developer, which is 90 grams. And this amount is for an average 6 to 8 week regrowth. So again, if your client is coming in after 3 or 4 months after lockdown, you're going to need to increase that by 3 to 4 times. So I hope these have helped, and don't forget to check out some more of the videos on these great products.